Good morning, and this is Morning Real. If I see it, I review it. It's a 2 to 3 or 4 or 180 minute or so podcast of films that I review of all nationalities, from black and white to technicolor, from film to digital. Today, I want to talk about a film that I never thought I would see, but it just keeps showing up on my Max feed. So why not? Let's talk about this film. Let's talk about Mona Lisa Smile. Yes, Mona Lisa Smile. It's a movie about art, right? No, it's more about art. It's about life. It's about redefining goals, redefining roles, and just being your own free spirited self, no matter where you are and where you're from, no matter what time of year. It's a cool film. So, this film is about Julia Roberts, right? She plays this teacher, right? She comes into this like pretty, you know, conservative, very traditional, very Caucasian, really, because I didn't see a lot of diversity in that film. But, when I saw it, it was late. It's those films where, like, what, I'm just going to pop it in. It's like 2 a.m. or whatever, 1 a.m., I don't know, 12. You just pop in, you see what happens, right? And it's not your basic film, really. I gotta give this film a lot of credit. Directed by Mike Newell, written by Lawrence Connor and Mark Rosenthal, produced by Elaine Goldsmith Thomas, Deborah Schindler, and Paul Skiff, starring Julia Roberts, Kirsten Dunst, Julia Stiles, Maggie Gyllenhaal, woo woo, Dominic West, Juliet Stevenson, Marcia Gay Harden, and a couple of other people too, such as Topher Grace. I believe he plays Eric in that '70s show. He plays the dick. Cinematography by Anastas Mikos. Edited by Mick Audsley. Music by Rachel Portman. Production companies Columbia Pictures, Revolution Studios, and Red Arm Films Productions. This film came out in December 19th, 2003. Yes, which dates this film as 20 plus years old, and it feels fresh when you look at the film. It's set in a certain space and time, right? It's set in the 50s, the mid 50s, on the eastern side of the US, right? And Julia Roberts arrives at this school, and it's a school of women, really, and it's a school that prepares you to be like a wife. It prepares you to be the most maternal, submissive person that you could be, especially at that time, you know? And Julia Roberts was kind of like one of the few women in that film who do not like really conform in those ways. They're their own person. And to everybody else, it's like a threat, and it's crazy. And Kirsten Dunst in this film, man, dude, it's cool to see like at this time Kirsten Dunst has not done a lot of movies, but she's obviously breaking into herself as a female actor, especially in Hollywood. And these are one of the films where like she does kind of break out, like in this character. She plays a very she plays a bitch, dude. I swear, like she plays this like chick who's very entitled. Obviously her parents are wealthy, and she's happy. She has a boyfriend or a fiance rather, who's rich and has a great job, and she's like excited for marriage, right? And everybody else around her is a little bit less beneath her, I guess, socially wise, or at least in her head, her logic, right? But nah, dude. Julia Roberts comes in and changes all those students' lives in the matter of the school year that it inhabits, right? What I like about this film I is the plot. It's a cool plot. It's not the best plot ever, but it's pretty safe and sound. It's more about the analyzation of how women change, and how how some women who are just not in the norm, right? Like who's very free spirited, not conservative, who's not confined. She's not confined, man. She can do whatever she wants. She doesn't let society dictate what she can do or what she's worth, really. And a lot of these women in the film are in this institution where like your worth is already set, matched, and like done, and it shouldn't be that way. You should have your cake and eat it too. You shouldn't just be the one baking the cake. You should like eat it, you know? So Julia Roberts' teacher or professor character, who's an art professor or art teacher, whatever, pretty much teaches her students about life through art. You know, like you gotta see beyond the image. Like you don't just look at the image. There's something there. You know, it's not just random. It's not just something that like you just sit on a hill and you're like, all right, boom, here it is. You know, you're putting your whole self into it. You know, like an image starts with nothing. It's just a blank canvas, and you put everything in there, and you're practically putting yourself in there in some way or some matter. I like the characters in this film. Everybody is a little bit different. They have their own personalities, and I like how, because it's very difficult for a screenwriter to write a film where there's like up to like seven characters with their own like dilemmas in this film, and they all play out pretty well, especially during the third act. I like the third act pretty much. I like it a lot. It really sets everyone's characters' dilemmas in order. It's kind of sad to see Julia Roberts go, you know, like, but it kind of has to be that way because that was pretty much her whole goal, especially in the beginning of the first act. Like her whole goal was to like make a difference, and she pretty much did. And it's pretty straightforward. The romance is pretty cool in the film. It's fucked up to see how people gotta learn the hard way in life, you know, when it comes to like relationships and wanting to get married and all that stuff. It's sad to see how people get screwed right in front of you, and there's kind of like nothing you can do about it, and especially because they're being a fucking asshole to you. It's like you got to kind of watch it happen, but the compassion is there. And I think that's what Julia Roberts had tried to teach these students, is to like not only just be yourself and like follow your dreams and follow your ambitions, or and listen to yourself really, you know, but be compassionate at the same time, help one another, because that's all we got. We just got each other, and it's universal at that point. It's no longer a woman film or woman led film. It's a universal message to everybody. So the thing I didn't really like about the film, honestly, it's you know, it's a basic plot, you know, it's kind of a happy ending, and it's a bittersweet ending really, but it goes towards the happy side of things, and like, you know, life, you grow up, man, you know, going like just graduating from a institution isn't the end of the road. Sometimes it's the beginning of new things to come. My name is Ray Salazar. Follow me on Morning Shot Films, IG, YouTube. morningshotfilms.co is the website. You can see all kinds of visuals, all kinds of merchy stuff. Check it out if you have the time. Love one another. Thank you.